Fitzy, get it organised.
Okay, here we are with the coach of the 1981 Premiership side, Tony Byrne, and club stalwart Ricko Wenlin. We'll start off with a welcome.
Thanks, Fitz. Thanks, Fitz.
You're welcome.
Thanks, number 14.
No problems there, 10. Tone, bit of drama around selection that year for the grand final, but like every grand final, there's always a few happy people, a few tears. Run us through your thoughts for the Thursday night.
I've been copping it for 40 years, Fitzy. Unjustified.
Not really.
Well, Michael had missed 3 games or 3 or 4 games with a driver issue. Brownie had Trevor Brown. Trevor Brown had played 17 out of 19 or something or other, but Michael was available. He was coming back in, and he was likely to stand a fellow who ran Chris Williams, alpaca farmer, amazing race contestant, fell off a camel. He was second in the male medal, and he was crafty. And Brownie was probably, he was a kid who was going to be a better footballer. Michael got a pretty good football ego. He wasn't going to be beaten by anybody. So it was a difficult decision, but it wasn't a hard decision if you know what I mean. Because he was the most sensible selection. It wasn't difficult for us. It was difficult with the fallout because there was a young lad who was pretty disappointed, and I was disappointed for him. But anyway. That's what happened.
Yeah, it was just like Brownie's unfortunate. I probably would have gone with youth, but Tony decided, and I've been reminding Tony about this over the last 40 years, but you feel sorry for Trevor, but Michael came in and played his role, which I don't think Trevor could have done. I never said that to Tony before, but yeah, Michael was good on the day, and Tony's choice was justified in the end.
And I reckon Michael went to the doctor Saturday morning and had a very sore driving muscle for weeks later.
Yeah, so he did the hard yards and did what was required.
And Ricko, you'd won a best and fairest the year before, or 2 years before.
Yeah, 1980 he won best and fairest.
Yep, and
that was in Gula League.
And stepped out in 81 with a new coach, pretty much a new team. Had a good year. Played in defence most of the year.
Yeah. Well, I came back from Canberra in '78 when Eddie took over, and Eddie was a hard taskmaster. So to get Tone to come in, a bit more gentle on the players than Eddie was, but Kev could be tough at times. But yeah, I played centre half back most of the year. A few runs up forward when required, but I just played what I played.
So in the grand final, like we've all seen the team sheet, and it was fucking confusing. Let's face it, you were either centre half back, full forward, half back, pocket. Where were you? Where did you play?
It was a bit like
those were because we were trying to match up against the size of Gawler Centrals. Crothers was in and in form, and so Stas was probably going to go to Crothers, depending whether he was at centre half forward or full forward or wherever. And then we just rotated Phil around on the resting ruckman, and Rick was essentially centre half back. But
I think I was centre half back, but Phil reckons I was back pocket. So to keep Phil happy, I will say I played back pocket to give Phil a bit of a highlight, a bit of the
Phil was centre half back.
Phil definitely was centre half back. In his mind, I think I was in my mind, but anyway. But I think it's the late second quarter, I went to centre half forward, and Wally came back to centre half back. I guess Tony wanted to try something different. Maybe a couple of moves like that, and it was justified in the end. We sort of, I think we both did all right in both those changing positions. I've done it most of the year. If something was not happening down forward, I'd go to centre half forward and vice versa.
I thought we needed a little bit out of centre half forward, and I knew Wally could go to centre half back and do the job. And so that's you flick blokes over who are not giving you a lot, hoping that the change is going to give you something. And I thought Rick going to centre half forward, he knows the centre half forward caper, mark and kick, goals and that sort of stuff.
Didn't get any goals though.
No, I had a look at that. Right?
You didn't?
Well, no, I was going to have a shot for goal from 30 metres out in the last 5 minutes of play. And big David Sharp come roaring past me and roared at me to hand pass, so I was mortified. I had a hand pass because otherwise Sharp would have kicked me probably. So
it's all about structure, Ricko, and you structured up beautifully for the team.
That's right. Yeah, took one for the team Fitz.
That's right. Yeah. Well done, mate. The celebrations, I notice on the photos we've got, you were actually quite prevalent in those? Like, seem to have your head in just about all of them. What's going on there,
We
mate?
sort of had a half-grown moustache.
Yeah,
at the
and
time.
what happened?
Well,
What
it
happened
took
to
me-
the
it
Johnny
took-
Wad moustache? What the?
It took me 2 years to grow. It did for a while.
The porn star moustache.
I think it's a bit like Porn Star or what's the guy? Freddie bloody.
Freddie Falcon.
You're telling the story.
But no, like, in all honesty, I can't remember much about the grand final because it's just, remember the crowd, like Walshy said, the huge crowd, all red and white around the place. I remember more about the Sharpie incident, where the hand passed to him. I remember the Sunday in Two Wells, the front street of Two Wells, the pub crawl on the Monday night, and like Tony said, 19 beers and one half scotch and soda it was. But also going to the Gawler dog track at the back, Mark Frykowski's dog called Poop Deck, which I reckon ran last anyway.
I had a share in that.
Did you?
Yeah,
Was
what
that
a,
good?
And then like, the whole week was great because the Friday night, following the grand final, we went to Dave Stoddard's pub at the Commercial, and I remember we were just drinking beer all night and port chasers. And the next day we went to Gladstone to watch the AFL grand final because it wasn't broadcast in Adelaide. So I think it was Tony, Scoffer, Pop Walker,
Jimmy DeMasi.
Jim DeMasi,
Pop had a spear on the
and
way, I reckon.
Pop never got out of the car. He didn't watch the grand final. He sat in the car in Gladstone all day, and we got back, and I think Scoffer's suitcases were outside his place again because Sharon often threatened him, if you don't come home by 7 o'clock, Jeffrey, your suitcase will be on the lawn. I think they're on the lawn that day as well.
We stopped at the Balaclava Hotel on the way back just to prolong the agony for Sharon.
But like the whole week was fantastic. It just wasn't the day. And the good thing about that grand final was, we had no superstars apart from Scoffer. We just a team of guys, small fish in a big pond. No one expected us to win. We had confidence in ourselves, and that's why it went.
We were confident. I think we were well prepared for the day. We had winning form going in. We started the year off well. We had a lapse in the middle. Finished the year off great. Grand final day. But we played footy. They tried to do a few edgy things, I think. So we were happy to play footy.
did you actually see when Richard Ferrugia gave Dave the headbutt?
No, Dave came to me and he said, "Bloody Ferrugia just headbutted me," and I said, "Well, I'll see if I can take care of him." But,
Did you?
A few things going on. Well, you try, but sometimes you
normally succeed.
you can't quite get there. Sometimes
I didn't think you must have seen it.
I didn't see it happen, but Dave was pretty upset. But I said, just play the game, otherwise we can't win.
I must mention one thing though, Fitz. Like, I remember Big Walshy coming in, and he's reminded me about tonight. I forgot about it. I was trying to forget about it. He said, in the showers, the first night of training, "How are we going to go this year, Ricko?" He said, "Well, Walshy, we had a pretty ordinary last year. I don't think we're going to be any good." And after the first game in the showers, we beat Hammy Bridge by about 14 or 50 goals. "Well, what do you think now?" He said, "Well, yeah, maybe we'll go a little bit better."
Good jokes, good jokes.
You know your footy, mate.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've been a good judge, Fitz.
You have. All right. Well, anything else we need to?
No.
What's to say?
We're good.
Thanks,
very.
Freak.
I'd just like
Thanks
to know
for the
where
chat.
Trevor Brown is, Fitz, so I'd like to...
Mate, no one knows.
some island somewhere,
I hope he went on and had a reasonable career playing footy because he was that far away. It was a shame.
No
Thanks,
worries.
Fitz.
Thanks, gentlemen.
All right, cheers, mate.